Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show. It is Tuesday, July the 9th. We're so glad you're with us, and we have an amazing show for you. We have our Tuesday cast here with us, which is the most diverse cast on the network, or so I am told by those people that watch that kind of stuff. So.
You got that right, Buster.
We've got all kinds of young people. We have the only female host on the network.
Thank
I'm just
you.
saying.
Hi.
Oh,
That's me.
rude. Just kidding. Just kidding.
You kids can
Just
figure
like a
that
chick.
out later. Not going to get in the middle of that one.
So fun.
No. But we're so glad that you're here. We have all kinds of fun stuff. We obviously have a crying episode today. So we're going to talk about crying and the emotional impact that it has on some people.
Even like the most people that you wouldn't think cry.
I get that just because a dude plays football doesn't mean he can't cry.
True. Very true.
That's being judgmental. If you ask me, Davey, that's a very judgmental position of you. I would never be judged that judgmental.
Forgot what show I was on.
You're so close-minded, Davey.
My grandmother used to say, you either cry more or you pee less. It's all water.
I don't know where to go with that, but I'm going to say okay.
That reminds me of the theory: if you hold in your toots, then it
Combusts?
it comes out of your mouth as your bad breath.
That's right.
I don't think this is true, but this is what I've been hearing.
So is this what you're going with? Is an I know for now has solved halitosis? Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, just
Not
let
me.
your toots fly.
I'm secretly sponsored by Listerine.
Listen,
Heartbreak of
Shrek
halitosis.
settled this a long time ago in the first Shrek
Better
movie.
out than
Better
in.
out than in, I always
God
say.
bless.
Yes.
That's why you have a green shirt on. Wonderful.
I know, I look just like Shrek today.
It's your lucky
I only
color.
wear this shirt because you complimented the
It
shirt.
is the best shirt you have. This
Troy
is the
Blevins looked at
best
me and
color.
said, "Where'd you get that shirt?"
See?
And I said, "Davey loves this shirt."
It's a great shirt.
Beautiful.
Was in a meeting with
Brings
Troy
out
today.
your eyes.
I said, "Quit picking on my Irishness, boy."
How was the meeting today? Yeah, that's right. You guys had a board meeting,
It was
right?
very good today. Home
Okay.
Again is doing extremely well and very happy about that. And Veterans Village is full, and we've got a couple more rooms coming online so we can get a few more vets in.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, to be able to buy a facility in a couple of months, get it up and running as a veterans, and I think we have 17.
That's awesome.
17
so
vets
cool.
that were homeless before that now have a place to be. So that's awesome. And our second facility on State Road 16 has broken ground, and we are should be starting
You're
foundation.
cranking
shortly.
along on that thing.
Yeah. You see
they're
the
laying
clearing?
infrastructure and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, the infrastructure. That is Frank DeMori is doing that job for us. Grateful to have Frank.
Oh, I
as
love
the
that. The
contractor. So,
Demore.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very, very happy. I was
Love
unable
Helen.
to be the contractor on that job because
Cool.
it just not would have been ethically correct, Davey.
All right. I gotta ask you though. Did you this whole concept with Veterans Village?
Yes.
Did you guys manifest this as organically, or was this something that you saw in another community? You're like, yeah, we need to do that for our town.
I am going to answer that question after we do the reads.
Let's go.
I learned that from Pete Melfi.
That's a tease.
I learned that from Pete Melfi.
Nice.
All right, Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine, their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car, whether new or used, is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been serving St. Augustine and St. Johns County since 1949. They have also been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked the #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Not just St. Johns County, not just Florida, not just the Southeast, the nation, baby.
Yeah.
We love that. We love locals that do extremely well. Go see Low. That we can call them now. Low and Betty. They're low.
Low and Letty.
They're Low and Letty. Bo
I
and
love that.
Letty. Anytime you want to. Out there at the facility. They're great people. You can also go online at bozardford.com and stop by Ford's Garage. Rumor is that there's a brand new burger out there named after the 904 now. I guess it just started recently. I've never heard of it before.
I mean, like 3 years now, but it's awesome. Thank you. Please enjoy it. It's still the #1 burger at Ford's Garage. Thank you very little.
That's amazing. A to Z, they offer free estimates and have been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years in the construction industry. A to Z offers painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties for up to 25 years. They also offer shingle roofs with warranties for up to 50 years. They install tile roofing, cedar shingles, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. Recent job photos and material descriptions can be seen at A2C Roofing and Waterproofing.com. Chuck McCone and his team will do an amazing job on your roof. Give them a call.
Hey guys, let's step into the world with support and healing with Epic Behavioral Healthcare. For over 50 years, Epic has been the beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched by substance abuse or mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is here to lend a helping hand. With a range of programs tailored to meet diverse needs, Epic offers accessible solutions for everybody. So from their walk-in access centers to their mobile response team, from inpatient detoxification to outpatient counseling, Epic provides comprehensive care every single step of the way. Their services include psychiatric evaluations, medication management, medication assistance treatment, care coordination, peer support, suicide prevention training, parenting education, and so much more. Check them out. Cash in on their services because they are a true treasure in our town. We love them over at Epic Behavioral Healthcare.
Absolutely.
All right, and our newest sponsor, Moultrie Creek Diner, easy for someone else to say, or Anastasia Diner. These neighborhood diners are more than just a place to eat. They are where, God, I'm walking all over this. Where hospitality blooms and friends gather, just like this show.
Yay!
Bring your own or make new ones. Not shows, friends. The coffee is always hot, the smiles are genuine, and the food tastes like home. Every meal is a chance to make memories, share stories, and create bonds that last a lifetime. It's not just about the food on the plate, but the community that comes together at the table.
Amen.
He's writing about this show.
I love that.
Come see us at Moultrie Diner or Anastasia, Moultrie Creek Diner, Anastasia Diner. Tell them Andy sent you, and please apologize for Mike's read on Tuesday.
Hysterical. But that was me last week, actually. Remember, I was all tongue-tied, too.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
And in the world, I got to give Jackie Hurd credit. Very few people would do their own calendar.
Yeah.
Simply for the opportunity to name their birthday Jackie Hurd Day.
It is
very few
special.
people would do that. It's incredibly special. Today is Jackie Hurd Day, celebrated around the world because she creates the best St. Augustine calendar in the world.
Sweetest lady, too.
Yes, she is. She's absolutely amazing, wonderful, and happy birthday, Jackie Hurd.
And since we're on the birthday thing, we have to give a big shout out to Commissioner Cynthia Garris. Happy birthday to her today,
Awesome.
too.
Happy birthday to Commissioner
Absolutely,
Garris.
lady. Thank you so much for everything you do in our community. We think you are a queen. Yes.
Love Commissioner Garris.
Yes. She's an amazing lady.
I love how hardworking she is, and she's amazing. She's also on our Home Again board.
Oh, cool.
Which brings me back to your question before we went to reads.
I really wanted to ask
I
you
knew you
this.
forgot all about it.
Thank
At your
you.
age, that memory thing can be troubling.
Focus. That's right. What's in front of me? So, yeah. Did you see this in another community? Or
No. So Bill Dudley, longtime guest on our show, probably one of the most frequent guests that we have had because of veterans issues. And in discussing things with him, we continued to talk about how the Veterans Council was having to pay for rooms for veterans that were homeless.
Okay.
And so I just got thinking about it one night afterwards, and I called him the next day and I said, Bill, this kind of might be a crazy idea and you have a ton of stuff on your plate, but have you considered joining the Home Again board? I felt like he and I were working the same problem from different sides of the street. And I said, why don't we just meet in the middle and see what we can do? And so Bill joined our board, and then shortly after that...
You didn't vet the rest of your board before you asked that kind of a question? You can do that?
Yes.
I've never in my life. That
Yes.
must be so nice.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I said, Bill, he's a very busy
He's
man.
an amazing human being,
He does Veterans Court. He does everything veteran.
Yeah.
Bill Dudley's name is there.
Oh, I'd have been in the principal's office if I'd done something like that, sir. I'll just let you know.
And I said, let's just get together.
Cool.
And so he thought about it. He said, I'll call you back. I'm really busy. And he said, yes, I'm willing to serve on the board. And Bill has been absolutely amazing. We were able to serve a population that in my mind should never be homeless, and that's veterans.
Yeah.
If you risk your life to give us the freedoms that we have, you shouldn't come back and be homeless. That just is completely against everything that I believe. So it was an opportunity to do that. The veterans programs have taken off. We're starting to get, I was at 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Thursday at the Veterans Council meeting. I'll be going back in a couple more weeks to give them updates on where we're at. But great folks that really want to help their fellow veterans. And, you know, a lot of key issues that are involved in that. Mental health issues are involved in that.
True, yep.
You know, you have, in some people, you have addictions that are dealt with that. So some people come by PTSD, right? A lot of issues. So the fact that we're able to give vets some place to stay, one of them that stayed over at Veterans Village, Stayed one night, and then he left for a couple days because this is the first time he'd been indoors in years.
God bless.
And he said it just kind of freaked him out. He didn't know how to handle it.
Right. Yeah.
So, so glad that we've been able to do that.
That's awesome.
The facility on State Road 6, the one on Veterans Village is 100% veteran occupied. 25% of the housing over in State Road 16 at our Home Again Center there will be veterans.
And that'll give them a mailing address and things like that too.
Mailing address, showers,
That's
drop-off center, all of those things that are critical for that component. Right now, we're doing that work on Holmes Boulevard in a facility that has no sewer. So we have a tank underneath our trailer that has to be pumped out on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And we have to truck water in because we have a well that
you can't use.
We can't use.
Now, are you worried about sustainability for these, all of these projects, and making sure that they keep, flourishing? Obviously, fundraising efforts are important, but
well, fundraising is important. But Davey, I'm just going to be honest with you here. This is not something that I went out and sought after.
Yeah.
So this is something that was brought to me 12 years ago. I felt like, okay, God's telling me I need to do more.
Yeah.
I've been heavily involved in a lot of kids' issues. My kids were getting ready to get into high school and then out of high school, and so I felt like it was just something I couldn't put down.
Nice.
I would love to have lots of times because it's been one of the most difficult things that I've been involved in as far as organizing and fundraising and getting things done. And really, I feel like this is kind of God's project. So whenever I step out of it, somebody else will step in and do an even more amazing job. And
Fantastic.
I'll be happy to do that. And I can't wait for you to take my spot.
That sounds good. I mean, I'll make it hot pink and beautiful and plush and velvet, austere lighting,
sparkly.
velvet headboards. I'm ready. Yes. But thank God for Troy, because I heard the power went out the other day and he swooped in like the superhero he is and got the power back on. At
Troy got the power back on.
I mean,
yes,
he knows where the plus and the minus sign is on the generator.
I believe a paperclip was involved in it, but I
MacGyver. So proud of that. I really am. I think that project is, as much as we report on it, I think it's incredible.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And we have more stuff for veterans. Task Force Hydra 1, they are doing a camp for military families and Florida National Guard families. So if you have kids in that are associated with military families or the Florida National Guard families, there is a camp August 10th, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Paddle with them. I'm putting the registration link in our comments. So this is Task Force Hydra 1's camp for military kids.
Oh, military kids. Okay.
Yes, it's for kids of military families and National Guard families. Yeah.
Okay.
You and I would qualify. Would you qualify?
Yes, I'm fountain of youth over here.
All right. No, I meant military family.
Yeah, my dad, 37 years in the military, incredible sergeant major, God bless him, went to Iraq, multiple tours, and got a virus in his heart that we couldn't detect over here. Yeah, so mom and dad were watching the Phillies one day, sure enough, and they put a pacemaker in after he came back, and he was just like, he looked at me, he's like, man, I am effed. Like, I don't think I can come back from this. I'm like, shut up, Dad. You're like the most incredible superhero. And my dad was like the Lebowski dude. Like, he was the dude. Everyone freaking loved my father. Anyway, so he had a massive heart attack, 1, 2, 3, died right there in front of mom, everything. It was very dramatic. But yeah, he served his country 37 years.
How old was he?
61. What a baby.
That is too young.
I know.
I'm not even that old. That's way too young.
Oh my God. He's such a dude. Like, I mean, to this day, I live every single day to be like my father because he was amazing. I mean, that funeral, that just shows you like how much people loved you. I know this sounds dark, but I can handle it. It's been 10 years. And like the people were waiting in line, like wrapped around the facility just to pay their last respects to my father. I'm like, I want to live a legacy like that. That just means something, right? So yeah, it still is in my mind. August 5th is the day. It's coming up. But yeah,
I read the early release of your funeral preparations.
Oh, I'm ready.
Are you really going to have everybody bring their own spin cycle?
Yes,
is there going to be a spin cycle class?
Till you go. Yes, I love it. Oh, that'd have been fun. Hey, but I got a quick shout out to Alpha Omega Miracle Home. Just put out an APB for everybody. They need some help. Their diaper bank is running low on size 6 diapers. So yeah, check out Alpha Omega Miracle Home on their Facebook page. But they definitely need size 6 diapers, baby wipes, Pamper brand, size 4 diapers. As you know, they help families out there with a lot of these supplies and a lot of therapy services. So yeah, we love them over there at Alpha Omega Miracle Home.
Yeah.
And back to your dad in a comment.
Yeah.
I had this realization a while back. I don't know anybody that as a son who doesn't want to be better than his father, while at the same time wanting his kids to be better than him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of that sort of, you really want your kids to be better, but you have that desire. I want to be better than him. I want to prove to my dad that I learned enough stuff from him.
To
be better than him.
I spent a lot of time with my father because my dad would drive me to swim practice every single day, 90 minutes one way and 90 minutes back. So we spent a lot of time listening to Howard Stern, listening to oldies. He taught me all about classic rock. I mean, for sure. I still have the first beer that I had shared with my dad, the bottle cap.
Yeah.
I should make it into a necklace, but yeah.
What kind of beer was it?
Oh, man, I don't want to tell you on this show. It's that one. It's that one. So yeah, forgive him. This was before the time.
It was before that happened. It was a good quality beer back then.
Oh, it was liquid piss. Everybody knows that. It was not good. But
Bud
yeah.
Light?
Yeah, can you imagine?
I mean,
he was like, don't let your mother smell that on your breath. I'm like, Dad, it tastes like water. He's like, now we have a problem.
I was standing in line in high school one time trying to buy beer. And I think I had a case of Old Milwaukee or something.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy that was at the RV place looked at me, and I mean, he looked rough. And he's like, kid, what are you drinking that for? It's all I can afford. He said, I'll give you money for something else.
Give you money for something else. Old Milwaukee.
I was like, I'm in enough trouble trying to buy this now. I don't need an accomplice. Right? I don't need you going to jail too.
Yeah.
that's funny.
Poor man, if my mother would find out about him buying beer for me, he never made it. So,
really?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Were you one of the ones that waited outside of the store, or did you know a dude?
No, we just, we would kind of overwhelm them. There was usually 4 or 5 of us in a group.
Mm-hmm.
And so every 10 or 15 minutes, we'd send somebody else in. The person that had the best record, they were like 1,000%. They always got it. Was the one who had the biggest baby face. That was my younger brother. We would send him in. He'd always come back out with beer.
Oh, really?
Always. It was the craziest thing.
Wow.
It was like he looked younger than it was almost like he was the 5th one we sent in, and they're like, okay, just here, take it. We're done. We're done.
Leave us alone.
Just leave us alone.
I think the anxiety at the cash register would just have me I'd be a mess. I'd just be a mess. I can't. And I would run away.
So we had this one bar that they would do karaoke on occasion, but it was always a group of my friends who were 21 and up that went, and I would join them. And since they had a relationship,
what were you, 12? We need you to be 12.
I was 18, 19.
Okay.
So I was close.
I mean, you're really close.
But, girls, once girls have boobs and start wearing makeup, nobody knows how old they are anyway.
True, and you don't want to ask a woman
plus
her
I
age.
was dating 31-year-olds, so I mean, it was
so
fine.
what, girl? I would be
Not
too.
at that particular moment. So they had all been carded, and they were all regulars, and so they just assumed I was of the same age, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
And so it got to the point that I could just go to that bar even without them, and they would serve me. And so when my friend turned 19, I was like, we're going to go to this bar. We're going to have karaoke. We're all going to have a couple drinks. It'll be fun. And so since they knew me and they assumed I was 25, they didn't card anybody else. And so we did. We had drinks. We were the life of the party at karaoke.
Wow.
Someone buys her a shot because we had sang a group song. And they're like, how old are you? And they hand her the shot. She takes the shot and says, I'm 19. And we got kicked out, and I never went back to that bar. I was like, are you effing kidding me
She
right now?
absolutely ruined it for
You ruined
everybody.
my party place.
Jeez, Becca.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So we're
You
kicked
haven't
out.
talked to her since.
I wouldn't.
I have, but not frequently.
She left the circle. She's just where was it? Fair weather
Betrayed
friend.
circle of trust.
So question for all of you, starting with Davey, when's the last time you were carded?
Yeah, last week.
Really?
Yes, I begged them to card me.
I was carded last week also, but it's at the grocery store. I mean, they always card you at the grocery
They have
store.
to, yeah.
I was so happy I got carded last week. I thought I'd be the only one.
No, it's a thing.
Well, now I'm disappointed.
Because people are nervous.
Well, I worked at the winery, and then I would card anyone. We were supposed to card anyone that looked younger than 35. And I was
San Sebastian Winery?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we're
did
talking
the
to
tours
Charles
and
Cox tomorrow.
Yes, nice.
I'm excited.
Tell him I said hi.
Okay.
So anyone that looked 35 or younger, you were supposed to card. And then you would get these women that would be like, you're not going to look at my ID? And I was like...
That's me.
And so I would do that on occasion and be like,
Literally.
of course. I just hadn't gotten to yet. Of course. But once you ask for an ID, if they don't produce it, you can't serve them.
Right, true.
And so there were times when women would like, but I didn't get carded. So I'd ask for it and then they wouldn't have it. And then I'd be like, I can't serve you now.
Oh, you were that strict.
And they were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, okay, well, I did what you asked me to do. Now you have to show me the ID because I now have 30 people that just saw me ask.
I'd like to speak to the manager.
Yeah,
Give
I
me the
can't
manager.
serve you.
Yeah.
And so I stopped doing it. And so I
Where
would
was this?
explain to
Bennigan's?
ladies.
Where were you?
It was San Sebastian Winery.
Oh, that's right. Duh, you said it already. Okay.
And so women would be like, you're not going to card me. And I was like, look, I would card you, but if you don't have it, then I can't serve you. And I don't want to not serve you when I know that you can be served.
This is major.
And so like, I would just explain it. Like, I would love to card you, but I don't want to ask for it and have you
were
not
like
be able to.
employee of the month, all the things. Did you? Yeah, I'm serious.
I follow the rules.
Troy has a question for us.
Excuse me.
Yes.
He said, does TSA count?
Yes, you didn't
Wait. TSA does not count unless it was a full body cavity search, Troy. At that time, it does count.
Full body cavity
That's
search?
the only time that it counts because they do everybody else's ID.
Who's done
has
cavity,
anyone
though?
been full body cavity searched in this room?
No.
Check my ID. Just kidding. Sorry, that was a horrible gay joke, but that's fine. Moving forward.
No, with TSA. Not like in your personal life.
TMI TSA.
TSA is the Transportation Security Authority.
Sure.
I just didn't know if you knew what that meant.
Please,
Okay.
I'm not
just making sure you understood
but I got that one.
What agency we were talking about.
Yes. I have the clear. I have to actually check because I'm supposed to have this
pre-check?
Yeah, hopefully it's still valid because I don't know how long it is. Is it 10 years? Is it 5 years?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no.
I never went through the pre-check
I've seen
thing.
the pre-check line be longer than the regular line. And I'm
It's
just
fast.
a regular dude, and I'm just like, I'm going through that.
Are you really just regular? But you don't go
I'm
international
regular
very
too.
often.
He goes international like 3 times a year.
Oh, that's right. I forget about the islands.
The surfing thing.
God bless.
Listen, I just roll up there. I just wait in line. I just roll through. TSA in Jacksonville, since they finished the renovation, has been great.
Jacksonville's great.
There was a time there when it was a little rough, but TSA in Jacksonville's been wonderful.
Like tickets in Orlando are relatively cheaper. I will still go to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of Orlando because of the drive. I'm not a fan of Orlando because of the parking. It's too crowded.
If it's enough that and I can make it work with parking or not having to pay for parking, then I'll go somewhere else.
Well, you have like 9 papooses with you. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, like I'll go wherever it's cheapest.
Right.
If it actually works out to be cheapest. So I just went to Ohio and my brother was like, oh, well, there's a cheaper flight, like $60 cheaper in Orlando. And I'm like, yeah, but once I drive down there, gas, and then pay to park, that ain't cheaper. Like, I can get a ride to Jacksonville. I can't get a ride to Orlando.
Right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's not actually cheaper.
It's not actually cheap. What about Daytona? I hear wonderful things about it, though.
It's limited where they go.
Okay.
So there's certain places Daytona's great to get in and out of.
Yeah.
And it's not hard to get to that airport. What's the other one? It's
Sanford.
Sanford's the other one.
I tried to do Sanford. It ruined my chance to go to my sister-in-law's bridal shower.
Sanford is no longer.
We were early. Like we were there before the employees were even in that part of the terminal.
Isn't that close to DeLand?
Yes.
That's why.
And then they totally jacked up our flight and the whole deal, and we were not able to go to the bridal shower. We were very
Which
sad.
airline were you on?
I don't know.
I mean, one of those puddle
I don't
jumpers.
One of them.
Spirit.
It was probably Allegiant.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry. When you go with those kind of second tier airlines, it's just a gamble whether you're going to get there on time or not.
You really, yeah.
Not all of us can go
gamble.
first class on the bougie airlines, Mike Davis.
I enjoy a first class moment, but only when I complain enough to be able to get there for free.
Yeah, me too. I've flown first class, but I've never paid to fly first
Girl
class.
is nice. Give me that hot towel. That's all I'm saying. Did you see what's going on with United, you guys?
No.
How many wheels are falling off the...
Don't say that. Well, wait. I'm flying American, so it's okay.
Okay,
All right,
you're
I'm all right.
okay.
I'm all
Yeah.
right, American.
Delta with the doors, and now United.
Now it's United. There's 2 tires that have fallen off of the planes.
It's
and
almost like we're not supposed to fly.
like what is going on? They need to do is like some... I mean, all you got to do is tighten the bolts, right? Am I wrong here?
You would think.
I mean, you're the bolt guy.
You would think that you should tighten the bolts.
You know what the problem is?
Hey,
they just
Dave,
ain't screwing it right. That's what they're not
lefty
doing.
loosey, righty tighty.
righty-tighty.
That's
Yeah,
all I'm
that's
just saying. It's a
only
very
thing I know.
simple process.
Is it the same on axles or is it
Short
reversed
Levin's
on
first class
axles? I don't
is
know.
not a waste of money.
Economy.
When you get an extra bag and you get early check-in, you get
I didn't
extra
say-
food, you get all that stuff.
I
Oh,
didn't say
yeah.
it's a waste of money. I said I can't afford it.
Excuse me. Has anybody done the light lay down first class, like that level?
No.
Oh, I've not done that either.
The first plane I was ever on was one of the, I flew to Europe and it was one of those double deckers. It had stairs and a
Emirates?
bar. I did not have access to it. I was like 14.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
like
Why
a
did
high
you take
school
these
Europe
trips?
She was too busy in the airline bar. She was too busy
couldn't go to
there
the
at 14,
bar.
Davey. She didn't have time to
God
lay down and
bless
take a
her.
nap.
I couldn't go to the bar.
I have to be
I
an
wanted
early
to.
bloomer here. I just started drinking at 42.
Yeah.
You
Hysterical.
poor man. How did you make it that long?
I know. Well, yeah, a lot of prayer.
I had a few international trips in my late teens. And so I was like, well, I only drink when it's legal. And so like if I'm in Europe, it's legal for me to drink at 18, 19. When I'm in Mexico, I'm legal. And then I stopped traveling and I was like, screw it, I'll just drink.
Troy says first class is a waste of money. I'm sorry, B64, because you cannot fit. It is the most horrific thing ever to just be like,
There are certain times you can look at it, first class isn't bad, right? So, I mean, Darcy and I, we travel a bit, and there's times like, okay, that's worth it.
Yeah.
There's other times like $400 more a seat. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
just sit and coach. I'm good.
really?
Yeah, so it just kind of
What about
depends
economy plus?
Well, the best deal
Like I'm
is,
an exit aisle guy.
Yeah, if you can get the exit aisle for
Yeah.
like $20, that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Economy Plus is nice because you get a beverage.
Well, you can get it, but
No, you get alcoholic beverages,
Oh.
not just like the juice and the soda.
Oh,
you get
right,
like
yeah.
alcoholic
I'm
beverage.
just
We took Economy Plus to Mexico for my brother's wedding, and we got margaritas.
Oh,
And
nice.
then we found out it was a dry wedding. It was like, who knew?
Well, thank
My
God you had it on
can
the
of
plane.
margarita on the plane was
Your
going to be my
can of
last
margarita.
I will not name names, and it is not me, but I have a friend who travels with the little miniatures, which are allowed to go through TSA,
Oh, okay.
right? Because they're small enough.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're little miniatures. They're
Yeah.
less than the ounces, right? Jer? Gets himself a Coke, mixes his own rum and Coke before he gets on the plane, and he's good to go for whatever flight, wherever he's going. And I
Yeah.
looked at him, I said, that's just
That's genius.
Yeah.
genius.
Absolute genius right there.
Genius.
That's somebody that's thinking about their travels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we went on our honeymoon, we were
Where'd you go?
young and dumb. We went to Arizona.
Oh,
And so it was-
Sedona?
Yeah, we did Sedona. It was gorgeous. Yeah, it
I've
was.
Never been.
What time of year
But-
should you have gone, Davey?
Fall.
Okay.
We did November.
Oh.
Our first Thanksgiving married, we spent it in Sedona together.
Oh, wow.
And we didn't pay attention to Thanksgiving. We were so focused on the wedding that we didn't pay attention to what dates fell after that in November.
Oh, who cares?
So like we knew the dates for our honeymoon. We didn't like cross-reference it with the holiday.
So
So we
what?
were there and we were like, oh wait, Thursday's Thanksgiving.
That's so amazing.
Okay.
That's so good.
So it was fun, but we were young and dumb and we didn't think ahead. And there was this very lovely gay couple that were seated next to us.
My people.
And they had sandwiches and they had like fully prepared like a picnic for themselves.
Yep.
And they were like, we always check to see how many seats are in the aisle and we make that many sandwiches because we're not just going to eat while people stare at us. So they gave us sandwiches.
I love
'Cause,
that.
Like there
That sounds
wasn't
like
a
us.
meal on the plane, but it's a pretty decently long flight
Do you remember
from
what
Florida
the sandwiches
to,
were? Were they like cucumber melon?
it was like it was ham and cheese with
Okay,
a little
something
mayo.
basic. Okay.
It's basic
Interesting.
because they were going to share it with strangers.
Oh,
so
okay,
they
nice.
had their fancy sandwiches and then they had basic sandwiches for us, which I appreciated because I'm a basic sandwich girl.
Oh, good. That's perfect. You didn't need the extra
Perfect
frill.
for me. I didn't have to take
You
stuff
need
off
the kale
in
or
front of
the
them.
yes.
If it was
Kale is a
watercress,
garnish.
I
it's
love
not
kale.
a food. Kale is a garnish. Don't
I have
eat
a
it.
kale shake every morning.
It's bad for you. Stop
It's
doing
terrible.
it. Don't do kale.
Kale is so good.
If they were watercress sandwiches, I would have been like, "Thank you, but I'm good."
Don't-
I can't do watercress. That's not me either.
Don't
That's a
do
texture on that
kale.
one.
I hate kale.
It's good for
Bobby,
you.
what was the first commercial airline flight back in 1958 or 59? You got to think first commercial airline flights are probably in the late 40s, early 50s,
Let's see.
30s,
Check.
I'm checking.
All
the
right.
30s, maybe the late. I'm trying to remember when Indiana Jones flew all over the world because that's probably when it was. So 1939 is what I'm going with.
That's what
First
movie
commercial
is.
airline flight.
First commercial.
Yes.
Commercial flight. Let's see.
What's the movie we're supposed to be watching? I forget.
I'll pull it up. First scheduled commercial passenger flight took place January 1st, 1914. So what's that? Where January
Wait a minute,
was
you
the
can't, as a
110th?
Wright brother, claim your other brother on the wing as a passenger. That doesn't work.
When Anthony Habersack Janus piloted the
hyphenated name. How do you feel?
The Benoist type, 14 flying boat from Petersburg to Tampa, Florida. The flight was operated from St. Petersburg, Tampa Airboat Line, an airline founded by Jacksonville electrical engineer Percival Fansler. We accidentally happened on a Florida history.
Yes.
On the map.
Florida man, once again.
Once again. Mm-hmm.
First commercial flight was Florida man.
I like it.
Florida man.
Trampa.
Yeah, Trampa. Going from St. Petersburg to Trampa.
Ugh. Mm-hmm. Don't catch anything.
Barbara Jean reminded you it's the final countdown.
It is.
Oh,
the final
that's
countdown.
right. This is her movie, too, I think. Right. Thank you, Barbara Jean.
I'm actually okay with this one because I don't think I'm going to blow up at the plot and all the other stuff.
I mean, you revolutionized how to, not like a movie.
Hate a movie.
God. I did not see that coming, Mike Davis. I prayed for you afterwards. I did my rosary. I'm Catholic.
Beat that dead horse until I grinded those bones into dust.
That poor movie is obliterated.
You are a glue factory.
They're not streaming it anymore. They're done with it now because you didn't like it.
From the internet.
The actor that won the award called me and said, "What did I do wrong?" watch the podcast, buddy.
What did I do wrong?
Watch the podcast.
Hashtag Me Too, Halle Berry.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Watch the. Okay. You have news that I know nothing about.
Really?
And so to learn something, Amanda mentioned it yesterday. I texted you in the group chat today. The kind of prep. Someone was crying. And I probably have comments, but I want to reserve my bone-crushing comments until after you have told the story in a way that only Davey can embellish.
Tell us about this moving experience so Mike can crap all over it.
So we know Taylor and Travis are together, and Taylor Swift is on tour out in Europe. And she was in the Netherlands at Amsterdam.
The Eras Tour, I'm told.
The Eras Tour, very good. Yes, it's all the different eras of her journey. So
I thought it was Eros. Now it's Eras.
No, eras. It's always been eras, different eras. So each album is a different era. That's why, her costume changes color. If it's going to be, the Lover album, it'll either be pinks and purples. You really go through a journey.
Older singers like Streisand could do something like that.
No, you mean Cher. Thank you very much. 78 years old, living proof vinyl just came out today. Your boy just got the first copy, baby. Cher is amazing. I love her. Anyway, back to...
She's nothing without that other guy.
What? Sonny?
Sonny made her.
Who are you? That woman is talent in those cheekbones. Yes. Oh, my goodness.
If you're talking about her cheekbones...
If I could turn back time.
I think our plastic surgeon should get the award for that.
Bob Mackie, actually, because he snatched her great of all these years. Anyway, so... there's a point in the Eras concert that she does secret songs, which I was texting you today. So while you were telling me to do that, I was watching the live version of where she's performing. So long story short, she did Mary's...
Wait. She did a secret song for Travis Kelce?
She always does secret songs every performance.
Every performance gets secret songs.
It's like a cover? Can I guess the song?
No, you'll never get
songs.
it. It's her song.
Oh, it's her song.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
okay.
That's not on the regular set. She does some of her other songs in this one spot in the concert.
And they're called mashups. So she'll take parts of the songs and marry them together. That's what makes her a genius musician. So long story short, she did a song called Mary's Song. And in the song...
First time she's performed it in 16 years, right?
Perfect. God sakes. You're so good.
See, I did my research.
In the song, it says, I'll be 87, you'll be 89. And his number is 87.
And her birth year is 89.
Oh my gosh. And then that got emotional for him. And he was in there and he was just like, oh my gosh, she gave me a shout out. It was just such a sweet little endearing moment.
Well, it wasn't just Mary's Song. It was 3 songs together.
It was Blank Space, Cruel Summer, and So High School. And that's their song together, is So High School, that she sings about. Yeah. Look at you playing the video content. So nice. It was an awesome moment. Yeah. And he really got super sentimental.
So I guess my question, Davey, who cried more, you or Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce did, because I'm very proud of that moment for him. I don't want to steal that from him.
Reportedly, they're coming up on their 1-year anniversary.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Who knows?
It was actually wasn't it 4th of July weekend? Because didn't she send that with? Remember, it was all the girlies in the lawn, and she was like, "Happy 4th from these hotties."
This was before I was paying attention.
Okay, and then she was like, and then she said, "Kansas City, I'll see you tonight" in her comments.
So, but she did the performance at Kansas City.
Okay.
And then he mentioned his brother kind of roasted him on the New Heights podcast that he had made a friendship bracelet with his phone number and he was trying to get it to her and he wasn't able to get it to her. So he tells that story on the New Heights podcast.
Yeah, you're correct.
After that show. And then evidently her people heard that or however they got together at that point.
So Travis had the opportunity to be a part of the Eras tour one time, and she had him on stage.
Is that when he threw the chair?
No, he didn't throw the chair.
Morgan Wallen threw the chair.
So when Travis carried Taylor on stage, he said his only rule is to quote, "Don't drop baby." Oh, that's what he said on the podcast. Very sweet, because he carried her on the stage.
That is a good
I just
rule
want the
to never
rest
drop
of
the baby.
while Davey was telling that story and I was off camera, I did throw up twice. So I just want you to know.
It's just acid reflux.
I'm okay.
Take
I'm
a
fine
Tums.
now. I'll be all right.
If Darcy was Taylor Swift, you'd be Travis Kelce. You'd be acting the same way, all mushy and love, and it's such a nice thing to see a great like love affair happening with two nice people.
No, I think if I was in that, what was the movie with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga?
A Star Is Born.
Yeah, that's more like my love story. Davey, I'm just telling you.
I'm off the deep.
You're killing yourself?
Yeah, right.
I'm married to Taylor Swift, yes.
Oh my God. Michael. Jeez.
I wondered if you guys did. No, I'm not killing myself.
She would be your sugar mama.
No, that's just that he's trying to be
finally
poetic,
know what
everyone.
it's like to be truly
All
wealthy.
of a sudden, he's a poet.
I'm already a trophy husband. I don't need that.
What's that trophy?
So Travis is no longer there. So tonight's secret songs were a little bit sad. That's why I texted you today. Sad, Beautiful, Tragic was one of them. Yeah, so she's got to be, it was The Last Kiss. Another one was a mashup for tonight. So yeah, she's reminiscing that he's
So
around.
the NFL wants to know, is she going to be done with her tour in time to be at the opening season game? Because without her, they will lose millions of young female fans that have never, ever watched the NFL.
We have an official answer, and the answer is yes.
Okay.
She said she's going to make many games as possible this year.
The NFL worked the Kansas City Chiefs schedule around the Eras tour.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't doubt it.
Isn't that a
It
power
would have
there?
been stupid for them not to.
So powerful.
Because their ratings are through the roof
It
and
would
all
have
of
been
the merch
stupid,
sales.
the merch sales and
Yeah.
everything else.
Messy.
So funny.
So there you go. There's my T-Swift report for you, sir.
Okay. I'll be all right. I'll survive. Look, I'm happy for
Have
the
you
two of them.
ever been brought to tears by Darcy?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Boom.
Okay.
Just
When
not
I
in
see the
public.
credit card bills all the time.
my word, you were
just kidding, Darcy. She's at dinner somewhere, so she couldn't hear that.
Tell them they had till 2 payments.
I'm
Check the
clipping
strip.
that. I'm sending it to you, Darcy.
I think that's the clip that should go viral. Because that'll get me in the most trouble tonight. That's the one that
You're
definitely
in
should.
so much trouble.
Can you loop that clip?
Yes,
Just
I
do
can.
that
Let me just
over and
loop that
over
one.
again.
No, Darcy doesn't spend any money. So if there's money on the cups, it's mostly my money on the stuff. No,
Surfboard.
Yeah, I've been brought to tears all the time. I'm grateful that our moments are our private moments.
Not
and it's
life is beautiful.
Not all over. No.
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 You read that movie. That nice movie that really changed people's lives.
Oh, it changed people's lives, all right, Davey. People died in it.
I
They could have been out of the country. They could have all gone together like the Von Trapps. Over the border, it would have been fine.
I just never met anybody like this in my life. Very honored to be on the show.
Troy has clipped your final words, and he's
listen.
preparing for your funeral.
It's all right. Darcy understands. It was right. If I didn't say it, it would have been horribly. I would have missed an opportunity. It was funny. You guys all laughed, and you were like, "Oh my god!"
That awkward laugh when we know our friend has just sealed his fate.
It's okay. She loves me. I think.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah,
I'm very
you are
lucky.
very
I married a
lucky.
unicorn, and I know that I did. And no, she does not spend money. And so I always tell her, go shopping, go find. And she comes home, she's like, what'd you get? I didn't get anything.
Well, she's hiding that from you.
Except for those rag and bone jeans.
God bless. That was on my mind the whole time, girl. You let it
I
out.
have a whole different take on the rag and bone. She looks great in those. She can buy as many pairs as she wants.
Okay. Darcy, call me. Let's go. I got you. Yeah. Nordstrom's
I
having
tried
a
to
sale.
send that link to my sister, and she's like, "What are these jeans?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're the jeans right now, and you should buy." By the time I got done explaining to her, it was a week after the sale was over.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, "Just next time I send you a link, just look it up. Quit quizzing me on it.
You need them.
Quit being me to me, and just look at it."
They're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. No. All right. Before we do advice.
Yeah, people need your advice
question.
out there. Yeah.
Has anybody seen Horizon? Did you go see the Horizon movie with Kevin Costner?
No.
Are you ever going to see the Horizon movie with Kevin Costner?
I mean, if it's like
The
free.
interview on the 904 Now did it for you for Kevin.
No, it did not. No, it did not do it
Have
for
you
me.
put him on probation, Davey?
No, I mean, I'm just disappointed with the whole Yellowstone thing because I do enjoy the show Yellowstone, and I just wish he was going to do it. I'm upset that he's not there. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see the interview
Kevin
with Gail
Costner
King?
can't finish things.
He was nasty to Gail King.
We did see that. We talked about that.
We did.
The thing that's interesting to me is if the box office doesn't get better, he might have to be back on Yellowstone.
I hope so.
I know.
I mean, what's he doing? These like
but at this point in time,
dry
if I'm
biography
Taylor
teachers?
Sheridan, I'm like, I don't want you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If I'm all the other actors, like, buddy.
Are they over it? I would be over it if I
I
was.
would kind of be over it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we had this good thing going. We just had to finish it, and you get all the way close to the end. You're like, no, I don't want to do it anymore.
We need
Yeah,
what,
that's
like
kinda
6
lame.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good gracious! Like,
What
get
is
over
up
yourself.
with that? He's always had sort of like an ego like that. I remember on Madonna's documentary Truth or Dare, and he saw the show, and he's backstage meeting her, and she's like, "Hey," she goes up to him, she goes, "Hey, what do you think?" And he goes, "I think the show was really neat." And she looks at him in the face, she goes, "Neat? No one's ever called my show neat before."
Groovy.
Yeah, groovy. Thanks. You're hip.
How old is he?
How old is he?
I don't even say neat, so he's
No.
got to be much older than me.
I mean, sure. Let's see how old Kevin Costner is. Fact checking.
Fact checking.
So what's going on in your world over there?
Well, the only other thing I have is any news politically. Does Biden make it another week?
Oh, he's 69.
Will Biden make it?
Guys, it's a thing. Did you see Stephanopoulos?
No, but I saw Stephen Colbert who had syringe dancing down the aisle. Now he's like, maybe it's time for you to step aside. Like, what is going on? Like,
I mean, okay, so I guess
y'all just noticed.
Homie clapped back. Biden clapped back and said, if you want to run against me, be independent. I don't know if he said independent because I said in the morning. But
I love the pair that he has to say that. They rigged the primary so that no one else was in the primary. And then he says, if you've got the buzzer run against me, run again. It's over. You know it's over and you have all the delegates. And as long as you can stay alive between now and the convention, you're going to be the president. You're going to be the presidential nominee.
She's in South Carolina. She's campaigning.
Well, she's got to get less shrill.
She's got to get less shrill.
Relax the voice, right?
And the dress, the vote dress.
She needs more of his whisper. Right?
Well, I get that she's okay. Everyone calls her Dr. Jill. She's a doctorate. She's not a medical doctor. She's like a doctor in education, which is fine. But like everyone pretends she's a medical doctor. Like I get you're an educator, but you don't have to misfrizzle the election. We get it. We're
How did
voting.
your dad feel about doctors that weren't medical doctors?
He didn't care.
Okay, just
if you got a doctorate, you got a doctorate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Although he stopped, there was like a physicians association credit card situation that had like special perks, whatever. He used that for a little while until he had like a margarita at a seafood restaurant and someone was having like a heart attack. And they're like, well, we saw that you're a doctor from your credit card. And then they stressed him to like go and try and render aid to this person, which he can't do because he had alcohol. So he's like, I'm never using that credit card again.
Yeah, right. I mean, the Heimlich maneuver, yeah.
That was the end of that credit card.
Whew.
No.
Did it work for you in the bars later on?
I never used it.
You never used it.
No.
No, because it would have been you would have blown your cover.
You paid
I'm
cash.
a girl. I didn't buy drinks.
You didn't buy drinks? You were
dumb?
one of those? Oh, wow.
I mean, I would buy the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Break the
I'd buy
seal.
the first one and then I wouldn't have to buy the refills.
There was a bar in Michigan that I would go to, and I was 21, and I would go in, and they used to call me the one beer queer. It was awesome. I'd have one Long Island iced tea, and girl, I was 2 sheets to the wind. I was like, yes. But they loved me, though. It was a big redneck
still
bar.
can't do Long Island
I
iced
hung
teas.
out. It was great. Yeah, I was welcomed in that bar.
So I still can't do Long Island iced teas because
That was
I went
gross.
to a bar with two guy friends that were both kind of competing for my attention a little bit. And they were
Way to
like
play the room,
pool
right?
sharks.
Way to take two guys out.
I was not trying to. I had already told one of them no, and the other there was a situation with. So anyway, they start pool sharking guys, and without telling me that when they would beat the guys, they would just be like, "You don't owe me anything, just buy my friend a drink." So this is the night before I have to go do a research boat trip. I have to go on a boat that's going to be trawling in the Atlantic Ocean, which means like...
Oh, my goodness.
My cup just never emptied. And I never ordered a second one. I went to go have one, and it just never emptied.
Messy.
And I was talking. I was so hammered. I totally puked all over
I don't
that
like
boat.
getting that hammered.
It was tragic, so I can't do Long Island iced teas.
Yeah, that's enough.
I have
there.
never had a Long Island iced tea.
Have you ever had a vodka Red Bull? That's what we used to drink.
I hate Red Bull.
No.
That's what we used to
Red
drink
Bull.
back in the day.
No.
We
can't
would have
smell
a
it.
pitcher before we go to the clubs in Detroit. We'd have a pitcher of vodka Red Bull. We would play Uno till our faces fell off. Then we would go to the club, and then we would go to after hours, and then we would. I was always DD by then, so I would have to play Courtney Love Hole in the car. So I would like wake up and like drive home with eyes wide open. Everyone was like, ugh, all passed out. But yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. And then I would get in a suit and work at Tiffany's the next morning at like 8 a.m.
What day did you have? What time did you get home, and what time did you have to be at work?
I had to be at work by like 8:30. I would get home at like 4:35 a.m. I know, but those were my 20s, man.
The 20s are a different time.
Incredible. What a rock star moment. Yeah, I'm glad I survived it.
If you stayed out till 5:30 now, what
Dancing.
time would you be able to get up the next morning and do a spin class?
Oh, now? Oh, no
Never.
way.
No way.
There is so much prep that goes into every spin class. Like, I need to like have a day before. There'd been no way. This is God protecting me. That's why I became a spin coach. That with dogs slowed me down in life, and absolutely that spin bike.
So Barbara Jean says Long Island iced teas are delicious and one is perfect, and I fully agree. And I intended to have one, and it just never emptied, and it was a terrible morning the next day.
Wow, you poor thing.
It was bad.
I never want to ever feel like that again.
Oh, it was bad.
No, I know.
Drinks are, so we could do from the Star Wars. So drinks are like the Sith, right? There's always two. Okay? There's never one. There's never more than two. So you should, when you get to the third one, you're already in trouble.
Isn't that Lay's chips? Bet you can't have one.
No, that's no.
I'm a big guy though, so like 3 is probably a good number for me. That's a 3 or 4.
And how many beers again worked when you were at that bar in Michigan?
1. See how much weight I've gained over the years to absorb this? Yes, that's awesome. I was very frail back then. God bless my goal weight.
Goodness gracious.
All right.
All right, you said you had love advice.
Oh man,
People had sent questions in. You poured through the thousands of questions that have come in.
Well, we haven't done this in a while, so we do have quite a bit. We don't have to get through all of them tonight. I can keep them archived, but yeah, they need some relationship advice in the 904. All right, so dear Mike, help. My friend dropped me when she became a married woman. Now she's back to ruin my wedding.
Is this a guy or a girl?
This is a girl.
Talking about another girl, not another dude.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
We're going to call, so when I was a child, C and I became best friends. I went away to college and there was a little bit of distance between both of us, but we stayed friends. Over the years, C and I have grown further apart. I felt like I was putting almost all the work into the relationship, especially after she got married. When I complained about this, she kept making excuses about being a married woman. The final straw was when I went through a series of terrible things and she did absolutely nothing to help. Not even a text message to see how I was doing. Girl, I feel your pain. I finally stopped trying to have any kind of relationship with her. I saw her when our friends group got together, and that was about it. Then C moved away, and I moved away, and we haven't talked in 3 years. I didn't think she was going to keep in touch with anybody from our friend group either. Meanwhile, I have, and I consider all of them close friends still. Fast forward, I got engaged last year and decided I would not be inviting C. I sent out save the dates to all the friends and C didn't get one. Then C decides to call me and literally cuss me out that I judged her for getting married and let any distance that apart was something that I created. And I am just a delusional friend. You finally understand what it means to be a wife. Whoa, this is like shots fired, right? So the worst part is that some of my friends think I'm not inviting her to punish her for not being a good friend. These friends, like C, think that you cannot talk to someone for years and still pick up where you left off. I believe that can happen sometimes, but this lady's so full worded here. But this is not one of those times.
This is like a free therapy session.
I know. She goes, I'm not trying to be a bridezilla, but I'm really torn about what to do. Should I invite C or should I just let this go? This bride's about to blow up, is what she says.
You're the only female on the entire
Yeah, you got to lead us off
network,
here.
so
Lift us up here, Estrogen.
Davey, I know, has comments, and I certainly have more than a few.
Well, so I guess my whole thing is like, are you not okay with being around this person anymore? Then don't invite her. But if it's just more stress to not invite her, then maybe it's worth she gets a free meal. To just have her there just so it's not like this whole big issue that clouds your day.
Is she even going to show up if you invite her?
It's I would go path of least resistance. If you can pass and repass with her and that's fine and it's more of like an issue of hurting your other friends or getting them in the middle of a whole situation, then I would say just invite her if you're okay with being around her. But if you're not okay with being around her, then don't invite her and F it.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I would say invite her. It's just exactly what you just said. Yeah, invite her. See if she shows up. If she does, there's so many people there.
Yeah.
So what? She'll find the other friends group and she'll blend in and be fine and then keep the peace. That's fine too. I mean, otherwise,
Tip
then
the caterer
she's
to spit in her food.
Listening to C in the past here, she sounds like a little bit of a manipulator.
Yeah.
So she could get in that friends group and create like a crappy storm that could just really kind of blow up in the face. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thing. Stop explaining yourself so much to people. Like, why do you feel so obligated to? This is your day. Why don't you own it and enjoy it?
And I mean, if you can't be around her and your friends are being
then they're not your friends either.
Buttheads, then don't invite them either.
Right.
You saved a whole lot of money.
100%, Amanda. I totally agree. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ding!
Do you think you're ready for this, David?
No, we're not ready for Mike Davis's take.
We don't know where this is going.
Here's the thing. The one girl got married and then contact got dropped. The bride now has multiple times gone back to this friend to try to have a friendship only to get stiff-armed. That's a football term.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Excuse me?
Travis Kelce told me that the other day.
Thought it was a high fashion term.
After crying on my shoulder about Taylor Swift.
I thought it was something else, but we'll talk about it.
Me too.
That's why I gave you guys an explanation. So,
what would you do?
So that the girl constantly gets rebound, finally gets over. I would have stopped going back, right?
Yeah.
Now, then she finally decides I'm going to do something about it, and then the other girl gets upset. So I'm not sure what kind of friendship they had a long time ago, because it sounds like it's gotten into this. It's not enough either way for either one of them, and it's time for. There's just certain people that you just go. You guys should just go your own separate ways.
Yeah.
Life will be better, and enjoy that you had a certain time in your life that you meant something to one another, and just move on. Right? There's no need to try to. But I also have this observation. This is how girls handle things.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. This is a very general statement. Here we go.
It is 100%. Girls handle this by holding on to things too long. Right?
How about sensitive people?
Guys, on the other hand, right? This is two guys, right? There's a great video about this, and the one guy says, hey, I know we've been playing video games together for like a year and a half. We go to football games and stuff, but I got a new job in Japan. I leave tomorrow. Okay, cool. When are you coming back? I'll be here like in 2 years. All right, hit me up when you get back. That is literally how guys react to this stuff. It's like, okay, when you get back, that's fine. I'll see you.
Some are sensitive.
Yes.
Just saying.
I have friends that call me. I haven't talked to them in forever, and they ask me for a favor, and it's like, I got your favor. I'll get this taken care of.
Well, that's a different situation.
I might not hear from them for another year or two, and that's fine if they need to. And if I called them and said, hey, can you help me?
What if they were going through a dark time and you didn't do anything?
Well, if they didn't tell me they were going through a dark time, Davey, I wouldn't know. Because I'm a guy.
That's true.
Unless you call me up and I'm going through a dark time.
You don't read passive-aggressive energy then?
No, it's like, no. Now, I've also have guy
friends. But
there's
no way that this chick didn't know she was going through a dark time, because everyone in the friend group knew that she was going through a dark time. So she knew, she just didn't care.
The dark time was that her friend wasn't talking to her.
That's not what we have in the story.
I'm just simply telling you.
So there you go. You have no advice given from us.
Don't be hung up on somebody else.
That's true.
If somebody else has got something else in their life support, just be happy that they're happy and then move on and find your own happiness.
Don't let somebody take.
You don't have to have their validation. But that's what she's trying to do.
That's what she's trying to do, and now she's getting backlash from the friend who already dumped her, and then the friend group who's now caught in the middle is also giving her hell for it. So she's trying to say, look, you left me behind, so cool, that's fine, I'm giving you what you want, I'm giving you that distance, but now they're all coming at her like she's the one that did something when it's the other chick.
So I'm going to give you this answer too, because if she sends the invitation, now it's going to be a whole big drama about whether the person's coming or not coming and who they're sitting with and where they're going to be and all this other stuff. And if she doesn't send it, there'll be a whole bunch of drama. The drama is not going to end no matter what she does, whether she sends the invitation or not.
So make a clear choice.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Stop being wishy-washy.
Decide what you care about. Do you care about your friend group and not alienating your friend group? Then maybe invite the chick and then she can just hang out with them and they can deal with her all night.
Get some gumption.
If you really don't care about this one chick and you can take or leave the friend group, then like don't invite her and they can just not come also if that's the way they feel.
Okay, moving on. I have a nice one.
Okay.
Dear Mike, I'm a 25-year-old marine biologist. Ooh, Amanda, your people.
Oh.
Researching dolphins.
Is Art Vandelay their name? Please tell me the name is Art Vandelay.
It is. No, I'm a 25-year-old marine biologist researching dolphins here in town. This past year, I met a man and fell very deeply in love. I didn't think I was capable of it. He's extremely kind, generous, considerate, passionate, thoughtful, attractive, outdoorsy, and adventurous. But he is soon moving to Colorado to pursue his career in the Rocky Mountains. I'm happy that he will be doing what he loves, Mike, but she says this here, see with the comma, Mike, comma, but I'm so sad to lose him. He feels the same about me. I'm not interested in a long-term relationship. It seems irrational to commit to someone when we have no future plans to live in the same area. I'm so frustrated by it all. He wants to be in the mountains and my life is by the sea. What do we do?
It's very Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
I know.
What was that book? The one that the Notebook and all the other ones that one Nicholas Sparks writes. It sounds like a Nicholas Sparks book.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, if you care about one another, one of you is going to have to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
You can't be Mountain Man and Ocean Girl.
Right.
They could be like the Canadians where they winter in one place and they summer in another place.
I like the compromise here. Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't going to work because jobs don't work that way.
I'm telling you, like...
Grants do.
Okay. All right.
I'm telling you, though, really quick, though, this dolphin lady found love. Like, honestly, she had the whole laundry list of things that checked off, and like she was so proud of it. I'm telling this girl, run, girl. Run. The dolphins will be there when you come back into town. Run to that love. If that's something that opens you up and makes you feel so free, definitely do that. Fly. Go find it.
But only if you can go there, not every day tell him, I wish I was with the dolphins.
Yeah.
I mean, you can figure it out.
I'm just saying. I don't know her. Look, it's her dream job.
Yeah, you tell me.
She's got to pick between the dream job and the dream guy.
Right, dream guy.
Well,
go for it.
I mean, if you're working with dolphins, you know you have limited options on where you can live. Especially if you want to do research in the wild. If you're willing to transition to working with dolphins in captivity, then that opens the door for more inland opportunities. But like, you're going to have to pick. I mean, if he's the love of your life, do you want the love of your life? Or do you want the dream job? Can you do long distance for a period of time to figure it out? Like maybe him being gone for a period of time will clarify that for you.
Absence make the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, like if you realize
my
that
mom is giving this advice segment.
If you realize that you're missing something,
I'm a Scorpio. Just
in your life, then like maybe at that point you wrap up your research and you go to where is it, Colorado?
Yeah, can't they start an Adventureland in Colorado or something? Or is altitude not good with dolphins?
There are dolphins in captivity all over the country. So
see?
like you can figure it out.
Maybe she figures it out there.
We should free the dolphins, by the way.
We should free the dolphins.
Shut up. She could also maybe transition to terrestrial animals. I know a lot of people that followed a loved one and now work in zoos rather than dolphins.
You transitioned to terrestrial animals. You have 3 of them now.
I did. I grew my own.
That's so nice. And 2 dogs.
Yeah. 2 dogs, 2 cats, bird.
I think if you're in love, you got to follow the love. I agree with Davey on that. You got to figure it out. All the times that we have worked together, I have never looked at dolphin training or whale research as a viable job because I've heard you bitch about it so much over the lack of pay, the incredibly hard hours, and the lack of opportunity for advancement. Yeah. So if you're 25 years old and the choice is, I've got a job with limited chances for advancement or improvement on it, be glad you have that opportunity and go follow the guy.
Your mouth to God's ears. That's a good one.
You can do your dream job and be broke forever and be lonely, or you could potentially create a life with someone that you love and volunteer with dolphins at some point in the future, or work with dolphins at another point in his career. There are places where there are mountains next to beaches.
We will strike the word lonely and put independent in that place. But yes, I agree.
That is a synonym for lonely in your 30s. I just want you to know that. You know it's true too, Danny.
It's all about the marketing.
I'm happy. I'm good. I don't need nobody. I'm fine.
That is denial.
Come on now.
All right, last one. How do I deal with the fact that the woman who destroyed my marriage is moving in with my ex-husband and will help raise my 10-year-old kid half of the time? She's going to wreck it.
Read that again.
Okay, this is a lady.
Yeah.
How do I deal with the fact that the woman who destroyed my marriage is moving in with my ex-husband? So he cheated.
The affair partner is moving in with the ex-husband.
And now they're going to raise this 10-year-old kid half the time because they have split joint custody. So she's going to wreck it. How do I deal with that? I think you need to embrace the situation first and foremost, because you guys all made this choice for the divorce, right? Okay. So you got to embrace the situation. It's a responsibility, and you got to find the way. You got to find the balance. You really, truly do. That's my opinion.
You have to be the bigger person for your child, and you have to be the refuge for your child, but document everything.
Right.
Document everything.
Journal about it.
If this woman is a complete nightmare, then you can go back to court and you can limit custody if she's an actual danger to your child and not just an offensive hua. Then you can get your custody agreement altered, but document everything from the beginning. But you have to be above reproach in this situation. You can only control how you act.
All right, so the most important person in this should be the child.
Yes.
Right. And so right now, because you couldn't get along, and it might not have been all your fault, it might have been all your husband's fault. I don't know, your ex-husband. Having that child watch a toxic...
You can't do that.
Breakdown, it is not going to help them succeed later on in life.
True.
And so you could hate your husband from now until then, but you shouldn't tell your kids that. You should just move on.
You have to be respectful.
You should do the best you can to try to do that. When that kid's 18, 20 years old and out on their own, if you want to go over and yell at your husband, your ex-husband, and whoever he's shacked up with, that's a different thing. But you got to get this kid through this trauma. The kid is not responsible for the breakup, did not cause the breakup, but is suffering more from this breakup than anybody else in their relationship. And you two should put it all aside, figure out how to help raise a healthy child so that child's kids, your grandkids, don't have to go through this.
You don't want the toxicity to end up negatively impacting your child.
And the hatred will eat you up. You will not find happiness as long as you're mad about something else. You got to let it all go.
So
and embrace this
sucks.
change.
You have to just be the better person, legit. And I mean, if she's that much of a nightmare, how you find him is how you lose him. One of them's going to end up having an affair on the other one. She's not going to be in the picture forever.
Yep. Kids are the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's it. That's, you got together, you want to have kids, you got kids now, you're separated, you still have to deal with the fact that, hey, we decided to have a child and you need to raise them in the healthiest way possible. That means you might have to get along. At times you don't want to, but that's part of the job.
Yes, sir.
All right.
There it is. Laying the law down.
And we didn't even have to talk about bad Italian movies tonight. That's how happy it was. It's never going to end, Davey. It's never
that poor movie.
Life was beautiful before we watched it.
Amanda will not be here the rest of the week. She's going off on vacation. Blake, BB will be sitting in with us. Levi will be here tomorrow night. We got trivia on Thursday night. So, Blake's going to come in and get the answers for trivia.
fantastic.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later. Have a great night. Thanks, Davey. Thanks, Amanda.
Bye.